Hey guys, and welcome back to this place. If you are new, welcome here for the very first time. I am Carmen, and today we are heading into our Battlestar Galactica journey once again for season 1, episode 9. Now, after the last episode, I think that this episode is going to be super interesting. Well, I think every episode so far has been pretty interesting. But last episode, we were kind of left with a cliffhanger-y question for us, the audience. And that was when the Cylon told President Laura, what's her last name? I can't remember. Anyway, when he told her that Adama is a Cylon. Now, this could be because Adama is a Cylon, like we don't know that for sure that he's not. I don't think he is, but I could be very wrong. Or it could be because he's trying to sow the seeds of discord, really turn all of the humans against each other, because knowing that we don't know what all the Cylon models look like, knowing that Cylons can look and present as human, knowing they can even believe they're human, though I'm not sure if they know that yet. I can't remember. But knowing that, the perfect way to make humanity implode from the inside is to plant those little seeds of doubt in everyone's head. In particular, in the top people's heads, right? Because right now Adama is the military lead, right? He's the head of the military. He really is only second in power to the president. So to sow those seeds of discord and to make them not believe in each other would be a huge win for the Cylons. It's very possible that that is the only reason that he said that. I don't know. I'm gonna keep an eye on Adama, but I don't think that he's a Cylon, but, feel free to remember this clip for when it's revealed that he is later and prove how wrong I am, if that's the case. Anyway, aside from that, we had the torture and we had Starbuck sort of reluctantly seeing a little bit of humanity in the Cylons, at least feeling sympathy and empathy for them, if her praying to the gods of Kobol to shepherd the Cylon's soul to God is any indication. Gaius did his Cylon detection test, and now he knows that Boomer is a Cylon. What the hell is he going to do with that information? Only way to find out is to keep watching, so let's do that.
I'll send a team over to destroy it. Anything it says cannot be trusted.
No!
Adama is a Cylon.
I mean, we know Adama isn't a Cylon though, right? Unless, because of his interaction with the Cylons previously. Unless that's an act because he doesn't know he's a Cylon, like Boomer doesn't. This is looking like the seeds of discord are growing. Why is she on the Galactica right now? Is this immediately after the last episode? Or is it just because she's sus? Look at that.
Commander,
Sus.
here's Dr. Baltar's report.
Baltar's report. Yeah, that's so awkward. I would be so sus if I was him. You're just creeping and you're like, Sorry, Baltar's report though. Did he tell
Clear
him?
the deck.
Boomer?
We are the proud owners of the universe's first bona fide Cylon detector.
Oh.
So who's going to go first?
That's a good question.
I think people in sensitive positions should go first.
I completely agree. How about you?
Excuse me.
That's so awkward.
If you're a Cylon, I'd like to know. Show everyone in the fleet that they can trust the people at the top.
Well, then maybe you should go first.
got a point. You're more tippy-top than him.
I'll go first.
I think that's good.
Girl, you are acting so sus. Like, Poker Face, have you heard of it? Oh, it's like a movie theater?
Oh, you date the special assistant to the president. Word gets out.
So this is officially a date?
Jury's still out.
Your boss pulls more weight around here than mine. You can just tell him Dama wants you to...
Wants me to what?
I lost my train of thought.
Oh, that's cute. It's funny, this is like their movie theater, you know? Like all the couples are there and they're not paying any attention to what's on the screen.
How's he these days?
The old man? Been acting kind of funny lately. He's been making all these weird calls super secret. Doesn't want me to log the calls, though.
I don't think he's a Cylon, but I'm curious as to what is going on.
Are you pumping me for information about the old man?
Just asking a couple of questions.
Well, I hope you like the answers. They're the last ones you're gonna get for a while.
She said he's been acting differently.
He was distracted and unfocused.
That doesn't mean he's a Cylon. That means he's human.
None of this is damning evidence. His odd behavior could be stress, pure and simple.
But what if it's not?
And what if you're a Cylon? This is the danger of everybody knowing, even the president knowing, honestly, because it's like she's making these assumptions based off of like almost no evidence. Like people act irrationally too. People act distracted. Humans get upset, or like maybe there's something personal going on in his mind and his heart. You know? Like that happens to people too. Like, yeah, okay, the timing is real bad, but it's just, it's a bit like, it's a bit much for me. Like, I admit that he's acting a little bit weird, but so is she.
47,905 blood
I
samples.
was like, he doesn't want to do all that. That's so much.
Well, that'll take a while.
Yeah.
21,956 days.
60.1534 years.
Damn. Why don't you just expand your programming to more computers, then you can test simultaneously?
Commander Adam, are you a Cylon?
Tune in tomorrow.
Oh, it's hard being a genius. There should be some perks.
I'm just curious, when they're like having sex in his mind, like what does that look like? Because I imagine real weird.
What's up, Doc?
It's good to see you. I'm just keeping up with the old exercises.
Oh, I feel a lot better. What can I do for you?
My blood test.
There is something very intriguing about her.
Amazing. It's funny that I was wondering, and then they kind of, you know, they showed us. You gonna run out of your... Oh, he's pouring it out. That's good. That's good, Tigh.
Well, at least I did that much.
Hey, it's a step in the right direction. If you don't have any more, it'll be hard to get more. So, that's good. What does it say? Well, let me see what it says. Stop turning it right. So I can't. It's his wife or ex-wife or whatever, right? Can I just...
Greatest contact, Cylon Raider. Where's the old man?
He's not aboard, sir.
Not aboard? Where the hell is he?
He left in a Raptor about an hour ago. No flight plan.
What? Where the hell did he go? Is it like close to the anniversary of Zach's death or something?
He jumped. Repeat, he jumped away before you could zero him out.
Where the hell is the old man?
Yeah, they can't leave because he's not there.
Order the fleet to execute emergency jump procedures. Everyone rendezvous at the standby coordinates.
Oh, okay, they're standby coordinates.
Yeah, it's the same Raider. I can see the damage from before.
Where did he go and why did he come back?
Looks like he's just flying around in circles. is our perfect chance to get some intel. Put a raptor in the air. As long as that thing's flopping around out there, tell them I want to suck in every electronic signal it makes.
Colonel Commander Adama's Raptor is requesting permission to enter the landing pattern.
I wonder where Adama was and what the hell he was doing. Where were you, sir? Not that it's any of my business and you deserve privacy and stuff, but like also where the fuck were you? Oh, is he seeing her too now?
Mind telling me where the hell you've been? Colonel Tigh, allow me to present your wife.
Oh. I thought it was... They did that on purpose.
Ellen.
Where was she? How did he find her?
I don't get it. And they never sent an entire army after me.
They're after me.
Why you?
While they're holding me, I overheard some things. Big Cylon base at Delphi. The best place to try to grab a ship and get off this fracking planet.
Dr. Gaius Baltar, Department of Cylon Detection.
You're in a good mood.
Madam President.
I would like you to call me the moment Commander Adama's test is complete.
Commander Adama cancelled his test a short time ago.
Why?
He gave me another sample and said it had priority. Some woman called Ellen.
Okay, so he wants to see if Ty's wife is a Cylon.
I can't believe you're alive.
Can't believe it myself.
I thought they had a bad marriage.
You've been on the Rising Star all this time?
I guess so. I was at the airport buying a ticket home, hearing something about the Cylons. They tell me I was knocked out. Someone just picked me up and put me on the last flight out.
That is very sus, I'm just gonna say. I can see why Adama thinks that she could be a Cylon, because that story.
I never thought I'd see your face again.
I feel like this could end up being very traumatic for him.
The things I said before, the things I did.
It's all in the past.
What did she say and do? Okay, but I would like to know what she said and did. I'm obsessed with her, but then it's like, am I just being like the people I was talking about earlier? Who just get obsessed with people?
All right. Tell her I'm on my way. Official business. I'll be back as soon as I can.
I'll be here, waiting.
Okay. I want to know their backstory though. Cause like, I'm very confused.
You are talking about a man I owe my life to many times over.
But I would advise you right now not to say anything that you will regret.
What are you gonna do, fire him? Like, there's only so many military people still, if Adama doesn't work out, that have the level of
I need to know.
training and
if you have seen
understanding
anything
that would
suspicious about his
be
recent
beneficial to
behavior.
you.
No.
What about the fact that he left the Galactica without telling anyone? And at that very moment, a Cylon raider jumped into view.
He knows why.
I know exactly where he was. He was picking up my wife.
That's fantastic. It's amazing.
Yes. When Ellen stepped off that shuttle, I thought I was going...
0% convincing. Oh my god, that's amazing. That's lovely.
Your wife's name is Ellen?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Do you see now? Do you see now?
Resume the test on Ellen.
Girl. I mean, if he's almost done with the test on Adama, let him finish that first. Like, dear God.
Surprise!
Oh, don't give him alcohol. Don't give him alcohol. Is he a recent alcoholic? Or I thought that was like a well understood thing.
First, starting over.
Starting over.
Surely his wife would know that he had issues
He's still on duty.
with alcohol.
Oh, I think they could do without you for a day.
I'm just gonna feel really bad if she's a Cylon. Okay, you don't do that. That's a bit more than I need to see with Tigh, okay? I'm just saying. And he just got back on the wagon! And now you're throwing him off!
The people I talk to are mostly hopeful and optimistic. Lee, could I trouble you for a little bit more of this lovely ambrosia?
He's like, I don't think you need more.
I can only imagine what Zach must look like now.
Oh, does she not know? Girl, what the hell are you doing?
I'm sure he was a beautiful boy.
Who is she doing that to? That's what I thought. Ma'am. That boy could be your son. Oh, right. Can you
It's a miracle.
stop? Even if she's not a Cylon, she's
Jill,
weird as hell.
A question on everyone's mind. Where's Earth? And when do we get there?
Yeah, it's classified information.
Oh. Well, if there are no privileges of being an exo's wife, then what's the point?
Be married to your husband who you love?
Perhaps you don't know that the Cylons look like us now.
Yes, I knew that.
Most people just found out a few days ago.
This dinner got ock fast. Even if she's not a Cylon, I'm not a fan, okay? She is not for me, not for me.
Here we are.
Thank you.
All right, dear, that is not... You can't just touch people without their consent, lady. Please stop. Please stop. I am sorry, Lee.
You actually think that woman is a Cylon?
I mean, it's a good disguise.
Not, then we're all in a lot of trouble.
When did Bill become such a stick in the mud?
Maybe it's when his son died, which you just brought up.
Helen used to encourage the worst instincts in this guy.
Like his alcoholism? Okay, so she cheated on him a lot, encouraged his worst behaviors. Even if she's not a Cylon, like, we need to get rid of her. Not like kill, just like she needs to get out of his life, you know? She's not good for him.
Come on, you can do it. Okay, please. Get up.
Is this part of the plan, or is it not part of the plan? Because I thought that they wanted her to, like, stay, settle, form a family, but she's, like, trying to leave.
Keep going and going. You never get tired.
Adrenaline. I'm not gonna die here, and I'm not gonna let you die here either.
Or it's because she's a Cylon, Hilo. Just between you and me.
Bill Adama doesn't know where Earth is.
Colonel, I'm Dr. Gaius.
Baltar, I know exactly who you are, and the pleasure's all mine.
Something here, isn't there?
Oh, Solly, are you jealous?
You said we were starting over.
Why would he not be jealous with your past?
In the middle of dinner,
She gonna try to blame it on Lee?
Bill put his hand on my leg. Did you know he came to see me on the Rising Star?
What?
He'd come into my room and he'd sit by the side of my bed, and then he'd touch me.
Why are you doing this? You're lying.
I'm not.
Prove it.
If he was on the ship,
Come on.
it was because he was investigating who you were and what you were doing there.
I have started and stopped the test twice already.
My fault. Long story. Yeah, I think it's fair to say that your behavior recently has been odd.
What do you mean, unbombed? Mysterious trips, what's going on?
I had to go to the Rising Star, and I didn't want Tigh to know about it. Whether or not his wife is a Cylon, she's nothing but trouble. I wanted to keep her away from him as long as I could.
Then why did you bring her aboard the ship?
I couldn't refuse her access to her own husband without causing suspicion. I wanted her close to me.
Told you. I told you he wanted me.
You have
is
been
so-
secretly visiting my wife?
Yes, but it's complicated.
Don't fight over little old me.
I was afraid that she might be a Cylon.
You didn't tell me he was testing my wife.
You met with the president?
Yes.
Lots of drama going on.
Commander Adama, Colonel Tigh, Captain Adama, please report to CIC.
I was worried that there was gonna, like, a fight was gonna break out, and then all the blood samples were gonna get, like, destroyed, and then poor Gaius was gonna have to start all over again.
Seems to be under control.
But he's not jumping for home.
Detected any outgoing communications since it straightened out his flight pattern.
Sir, but it's likely it's just another distress signal.
I don't think so.
Launch the alert fires.
I think it's been playing with us the entire time, just waiting to see how we react.
Order the flight leader to destroy the target.
Whoa! Galactica hot dog, the radar just took off!
He doesn't have any weapons.
He's on a suicide run.
Oh, he's gonna run into the ship? I wonder what the purpose was. Just to test how they would react? So it was just testing them, probably sending the communications back.
That she might be a Cylon.
And if she wasn't, she's been a negative force in your life. I'm sorry about that, but it's the truth. Just grown accustomed to seeing you without the cup of
She
your
was
hand.
just lying about him.
I think I deserved it.
Yes, you did. Launching those fighters on a hunch.
No, you don't alcohol.
Saved our ship.
Alcoholics don't deserve a drink. That's just not how it works. Sobriety has
Do your job good.
to be
That's why I need you, Saul.
all or nothing.
And that we're friends. And I don't want anything to come between that, not even Ellen.
It won't.
She was just lying about him and hitting on his son. Like, kind of sexually harassing his son. Honestly.
They slipped through. How's that possible?
I think she loves him now that she can't live without him.
It bothers you that you've never experienced it.
You saw the way Hilo was when we took her away. He was pathetic.
Even in his anguish, he seemed so alive.
I wonder if she's upset because she does feel that way for Gaius, or if she's upset because she wants to.
Green, everyone. Mrs. Tigh is definitely human.
She's still fucked up as all hell.
I completely understand. But let's be sure and test you next.
My pleasure. My job.
You don't want to frack with me, Bill.
Don't frack with me either, Ellen.
I already hate her.
Only they knew that everyone passes these days.
Well, it's so much simpler that way.
Oh.
No muss, no fuss.
He rigged the test.
What did her test really say?
I'll never tell.
Okay, so he knows the real results of all the, he's gonna know the real results of all the tests, but he's just gonna tell everybody that everybody passes because he looks so silly. Sorry. But he's just gonna tell everybody that everybody passes because it's easier that way to just not deal with it. But then what if somebody's actually super dangerous Cylon? I guess maybe in that instance then Brain 6 would intervene and tell him to do something about it, maybe? Okay, so essentially at the end of that episode, we still don't know whether Ty's wife is a Cylon or not, but honestly, I don't think it matters because she's such a destructive force that we should try to stay as far away from her as possible. All of us, anyone who ever meets her should just buck it the other way, you know? I am curious as to what she might have been like when her and Tigh met, because she seems so different from him. But then when Tigh was with her and they were laughing and joking at the dinner, he seemed different, lighter, happier. Well, I mean, he was drunk, but you know what I mean? So that's kind of interesting to see that side of him of being light and happy, although I can't help but think it's gonna blow up in his face. And I feel bad for him, honestly, because apparently, according to Adama, she has been unfaithful, kind of like it's her fucking job, you know? She's just having sex with everybody but her husband, or everybody and her husband, maybe. I don't know, she knows that, I assume that she knows that he has a problem with alcohol because of the way that Adama kind of phrased it. However, she is, like Adama said, kind of she brings out the worst in him. She furthers his worst instincts or whatever. So she's purposefully giving him alcohol, knowing he has an issue with alcohol, because that makes him easier for her to control, manipulate, use X, Y, and Z, do what she wants with him, right? Which is so fucked up, so messed up. Out of, I know you guys might disagree because, the Cylons did kind of, do mass genocide. But as far as the humans, I think that we've met, barring maybe some of the people in the prison, but again, we didn't really meet that many of them or know what their crimes are. She's the worst person that we've met so far. She's even worse than some of the Cylons we've met so far. It's just, she's very selfish. She's creepy, her interactions with Lee are very predatory. Her interactions with Adama and Tigh are very disturbing. Like, I know this is also a product of its time, right? So I won't go too harsh on it, but I think that with, you know, the advantage of the time, like the almost 20 years that it's been since the show aired, we can sort of hopefully look back and be like, that did not age well. And I don't know how harshly you're supposed to view her interactions with Lee and her lying about Adama assaulting her. Like, I don't know if we're supposed to be like, kooky or whatever. Like, I don't think we are. I think we're still supposed to, 20 years ago, been like, that's creepy as hell. But I definitely think it also aged very poorly. Because I know, like, the trope of, like, an older woman, like, hitting on a younger man is sort of one that's played for laughs a lot of times. Like, there's an episode of Supernatural where a person that's like an elderly woman, well, elderly, I'll say, she was like 60s, 70s, like, grabs Sam's butt when they're dancing, and it's like, you know, played for laughs, you know, which obviously that's very disturbing, and like, it shouldn't be played for laughs. But I know that, and Supernatural was a few years after this, so I understand that it could have been a product of its time in that way. Again, I see it as very disturbing. I think that it's supposed to be seen as like evidence this woman is a bad. Like, she's not for Tigh, but also she's not a good person. But like, don't make false allegations against people like that. Like, that's really fucked up. Don't touch people without their permission. That's really fucked up. Also, there is the fact that Lee literally could be her son. Also, I don't know how long her and like Tigh and Ellen haven't spoken for, but it seems on the show that Tigh and Adama have been good friends for many years. Like, he was with him, my understanding, when everything happened with Zach. Like, he's seen him pre-Zach and post-Zach and all of the emotional turbulence in between. And so for her to like not know that Zach is dead, like, is that just because she literally is so self-absorbed, and so self-centered that she like just forgot? It's like, that's so fucked up, you know? Anyway, I kind of like the fact that this episode showed that humans can be monstrous as well. I think that we've sort of seen that a little bit before, but I like that it sort of showed that the evil, like the Cylons, the Cylons aren't the only evil, right? That people can be just as horrible, if not worse sometimes, than the Cylons. And I like the idea that Gaius is, although, here's the thing, Gaius is simplifying the tests by, he reads the actual results and then he changes or fabricates the results to make it where everybody passes, right? Because he just doesn't want to deal with the fallout or whatever. Like, he doesn't want to tell on Boomer. Like, I think as long as everything is simpatico and okay and Six doesn't think it's an issue, like, he's just gonna, like, you know, stay out of it. But do we think that Adama and them are going to believe that everybody isn't a Cylon? Do you know what I mean? Like, there's like a 100% rate on these tests and everybody's not a Cylon. Like, do we think that that's going to fly? Because, like, I kind of think that at some point they're going to get a little bit suspicious. Granted, it will take literally 61 years for all of the tests to finish unless they can find a way to either put the program on more computers and therefore be able to test more samples each day, or somehow streamline the tests. So it might take a while for them to notice that there's literally no Cylons, but I feel like it's going to be a little bit suspicious. Also, we didn't really get an answer to whether Adama is a Cylon or not, because conveniently Gaius has decided that he's not going to say, you know? So I feel like that's interesting. I kind of like that the show is like teasing the audience with the fact that Adama could be a Cylon, and we're not going to tell you, like, you have to figure it out, sort of thing, because I think, one, it mirrors what everybody in Battlestar Galactica is going through, right? Like, you think, oh, could this person be a Cylon? I don't know. Like, they're acting kind of weird. Like, And so it just immediately makes you suspicious of everybody because you don't know their status as human or Cylon. And so I like that the show is kind of making us, the audience, feel the same way that the characters are feeling in the show, because, like, oh, we don't know. Is Adama a Cylon? Like, so I like that aspect of it. And then I also like the ongoing mystery of it. Unless in, like, the next episode, they're like, BT dubs, Adama, not a Cylon. But then again, would Gaius tell us? So again, I like the mystery of it, and the way that it parallels, that our experience as the audience parallels the characters' experience as characters. I also absolutely loved the scene with Gaius starting to have sex with Six, and then Starbuck just walking in and being like, I do not get fucking paid enough for this shit, you know? Like, it was so great, because as I was literally being like, I wonder what this would look like from an outside perspective, like, surely ridiculous. And then we kind of got the outside perspective, and yeah, ridiculous is very much how it looked, and I loved it. I also loved the end scene where we see Gaius talking to Six, and we see her, and he's, you know, spinning around in his chair, and he's all happy and, like, hard eyes at her. And then we see, like, they call it when they, like, come out of the frame a bit, you know? They expanded the frame. I don't know what the technical term is, but, you know, they zoomed out. Maybe it's that simple. But they, like, zoomed out that scene. Anyway, I liked when they did that, and then you see, like, he's just sitting there like this. Like, it's so funny. I just love it. It's so funny because in the mini-series, I thought, I'm gonna hate Gaius. Like, I'm gonna hate him. Like, he's so pretentious and annoying and, like, privileged and just, like, you know, he treats women bad. Like, you know, he was just like, I was like, I'm not gonna like this guy. And he's literally one of my favorite characters. He's so fun. He's so fun. Anyway, that's not really a point, I guess, but it was just, he's fun to watch. I very much like him. Also, I think it's really interesting, the scene with Hilo and Boomer, and they were running, and I was like, okay, she's trying to get off of Caprica. But, like, that's not what they agreed on in the last episode when she met with Six and the other guy whose name I don't remember. Or I guess whatever name we know that he had, like, which I don't remember, isn't really his name anyway. Maybe he's like 9. Let's call him 9. We don't know. Anyway, him. So they started doing something different than what 6 and 9 told them to do. And so, sorry, I just realized 6 and 9. Anyway, sorry, I'm literally a child. My sense of humor, I mean. So we see Boomer going against what 6 and 9 told her in the last episode. I was wondering, I was like, this wasn't the plan. Like, did we change the plan, or is this going to lead to the plan? But no, it seems that Boomer has actually gone rogue and has fallen in love with Hilo. And so now she's actually running from them, you know? And Hilo, like, had a moment of, like, suspicion. Like, I don't even think he really was suspicious, but he was just like, how the hell are you not tired? Like, how do you keep going? And she's like, adrenaline, bitch. Which, to be fair, like, yeah, adrenaline does, you know, fight or flight. Like, you know, you're literally fighting for your lives. I'm sure that you can run, although I'm sure you would get tired too. So, I don't know. I think it's really interesting that they are presenting the idea that the Cylons can actually fall in love with the humans. Like, we've seen the other boomer fighting her programming, as I've called it. And we've seen Six. I think that she does have feelings for Gaius. And so my thing is, in the last scene when 6 and 9 are talking, he probably has an actual number or whatever, and I'm wrong, and you're like, no, this is 9. Anyway, I'm sorry. That's just what I'm calling him for now. When they're talking, and he's like, you know, actually, like, I do wonder what it would be like to feel something that strongly, like love. And she, like, all these emotions are flitting across her face. And I think that it's because she does have really deep feelings for Gaius, right? Like, in the very first part of the miniseries, I think it was, she's asking him if he loves her. Like, tell me you love me. Because I think that she is so desperate for that sort of human connection, right? That very human feeling. I think that it makes sense that Cylons, who were created by humans, that then develop some sort of sentience and then can understand, like, humanity, right? That they would crave to have the same feelings as humans. And it goes back to, like, the last episode, right? Where Starbuck was, I mean, she wasn't actively torturing, but she was, like, aiding and abetting the torture of that one Cylon. And she's like, you can just turn off your feelings, like your pain receptors or whatever, right? And, like, maybe they can. I don't know if they actually can. But it kind of is reiterating, like, whether it's pain or love or sadness or whatever, Cylons have this desire to feel, to, like, come back to humanity in a sense, right? And to, like, I don't know, be human again. And it's really interesting because we see that in their desire to feel emotions, their desire to feel pain, the fact that they make themselves look and feel human, and the fact that they have a monotheistic religion, which is God, you know, which is where, I mean, there's been many different religions throughout humanity, but the idea of a god or gods is a very prevalent thing that, you know, exists in humanity, and our desire to make sense of our existence is mirrored in their desire to make sense of their existence. So it's just another example of the Cylons just really craving a return to home, which would be this innate humanity, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. I think it's also interesting to see the president and Adama and, like, how suspicious she was of him. And I think it's actually cool that they made it the president that was suspicious of Adama and had that moment with that Cylon, because one, it allows the audience to feel that, like, parallel with everybody else of, like, who's a Cylon, who's not. And two, it shows that nobody is above that, right? Like, she's supposed to be, like, the person in charge, and so is Adama, right? But they are rational, logical, smart, intelligent characters, and they are still wrestling with is that person a Cylon? Is that person a Cylon? Because it's just fear. And that's the way that fear manifests, is in suspicion. And so I think it's kind of cool that we have the president being used as an example of that versus like random person X, because it makes it more believable that like anybody could feel this way if even the president is feeling this way. Anyway, I think that is all that I really have to say about this episode. I really enjoyed it, though I did really not enjoy Tigh's wife, and I hope that we get more backstory on him and more development on him. I also, before I finish, sorry, I did think of one more thing I wanted to say. I think it's kind of, again, a product of the time maybe, but I really didn't like the whole exchange between Adama and Tigh, when Tigh's like, oh, I just had a few drinks, you know, like I deserved it. And Adama's like, you know what, you did. You still made a good choice. No, like, yes, sometimes alcoholics can still function and make choices, even in the throes of their alcoholism. He had stopped drinking. I think he was relatively sober when it happened, thankfully. But like this idea of like deserving a drink, it's just not great. And again, product of its time, I understand. But like, I hope that they address Tigh's alcoholism and like actually allow him to like heal from it and get the help that I think that he needs, because it's just a crutch. It's a symptom of a larger problem, which is his unhappiness. And so I hope that he can find a way to be happy and to find healthier coping mechanisms, and that we get to see that for him, because this episode, I don't know, you know, I've not been the biggest Tigh fan. I think it's just because well, he was presented not in a great light or in the miniseries, and he's kind of grown on me throughout the season of season 1. But I don't know, and this episode really gave me a lot of sympathy for him and like what he's gone through, and I just feel bad because I think that he really loves his wife, and I can't understand it. I don't think a lot of us understand how you could keep loving someone who would keep hurting you in that way. But, you know, he does, and he just keeps getting hurt by her, and I don't know, it's really sad. And I hope that he gets help for his alcoholism, learns healthier coping mechanism, heals, and gets the fuck out of that relationship, because she is nothing but trouble. Now I think I'm finally done talking, so I'm going to wrap it up real quick before I remember anything else. As always, if you want, you can like, comment, and subscribe if you aren't already. You can also watch the very next episode right now over on Patreon, which is linked in the description down below, as well as my entire full-length reaction to this episode and every episode thus far of Battlestar Galactica. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time. Bye, guys.